Hey YouTube, it's your boy McStagger here, and welcome to Stardew Valley. And I'm actually going to play this a little bit differently than usual. I'm not even going to play this like a normal person. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play it one tool per day. Now you may be wondering, how am I going to decide that? Well, that's where the spinny wheel comes from. So I will be spinning this every day at the money screen. So at the end of the day, you get money for everything you turn in / sell with the box, whatever, yada yada. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Create ourselves a nice new character. Every character I make is McStagger, and our farm shall be named McStagger's Farm. And our favorite thing is YouTube. Dog? Yeah, I love dogs. I actually do love dogs. Dogs are so adorable. And then everything shall be red, because that's their color. Let's see here. Let's be the weirdest color ever. Blue. Let's see here. Let's go with this hair, because why not? Is there a red t-shirt, red shirt that I can go for? That's simple enough. Alright. Let's go. So before I start the game, I'm going to spin and see which tool I'll be using first. And it looks like we'll be using the hoe first. So I'm going to just use the hoe, and everything else doesn't matter. So this is actually going to make it very difficult to do really anything, but we're going to do it anyway. So on the first day, we're going to just do nothing but just get as much tilled land as physically possible, and that way we can at least have a chance at farming at least a little bit, but it's kind of not likely. We're gonna need fertilizer, we're gonna need a bunch of really helpful stuff to you know, get our farm going. So let's just keep hoeing until the end of the day. Now you may be wondering why I don't include the scythe or the sword into the Wheel of Fortune. That's because they aren't really upgradables. What they are is just regular tools. The scythe is technically upgradable, but only once, where the hoe, pickaxe, axe, watering can are all upgradable, and so is the fishing rod actually. So that's why I'm only including the ones that are truly upgradable, which are the hoe, the axe, the pickaxe, the watering can, and the fishing rod. And why I do that is because they are also the only things that increase the skill. Of course, the combat is sword, and the sword is a little bit more difficult to get first thing off the bat. Of course, the first things we're going to want is actually we're going to want either a coop or a barn for getting animals. And animals are the only way for me to actually increase my farming for now, for the time being. But I'm aiming for farming level 2, so then I can get sprinklers, and then I can actually get my farm going. So my energy is pretty low right now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go around and talk to all the guys. So the only way for me to get the sword is to talk to the Adventurers Guild, which I don't think unlocks for a little while. So that's why I don't have the sword included, but I will include it once I get a sword. Fortunately, hoeing does not increase my farming, so I'm just gonna have to keep going the way I am now. Of course, I could always just sleep until the next day, but I'm not gonna do that quite, because I want to get as much relationship built with as many people as possible while I can. I'm actually gonna go ahead and talk to this guy. So usually there's stuff to pick up on Marty's Ranch. If anything, I can just talk to people. So the rules of the game are that I can only use the one tool selected in the wheel in the one day, and I cannot use any other upgradable tool. Rule number 2 is anything not included in the circle of decision. So that means a sword, but I'm not gonna get to one of those for a while. And yes, look at that. So gathering stuff like that off a farm will actually increase my farming. That will prove extremely useful. Alright, and in the second day, I was bestowed upon the wheel of choice and decision that I can now use my axe. Now, I also on the second day a bunch of mail starts coming in, and I can actually go get my fishing pole. So that's where I went on my journey to get my fishing pole. And of course we get this wonderful cutscene, which I just skip. I already know how to fish, so I made my way back to my farm to do as much axing as possible. I also went ahead and did a little bit of sickling, some scything to at least clear up the farm a little bit more so that I can start adding more tilled land later in the future. And as for the third day, what I will be using is nothing but a fishing rod. So what that means is I can only use this fishing rod, and it's already raining, so rain is actually very helpful. What that means, I can actually do a little bit of planting, and then if we chain it with the spinning wheel with the watering can, if we are lucky, we can actually grow these. But I don't want to plant too many, so that's why I only planted 6. So let's go ahead and get on to fishing, and hopefully on the way we can get some more stuff and sell it and potentially upgrade to the bigger backpack, which if I remember correctly only costs about 2,500, but I'd have to check that on the next day because Piers is closed on Wednesdays. So the reason why I'm only carrying around one tool is to actually allow for more stuff to enter my inventory for selling. So let's go ahead and collect as much stuff as possible with nothing but our fishing rod. So I'm actually going to give away a gold star fish to Willie to increase our friendship, and that'll get us to eventually have him unlock his ship for us, or at least unlock the door behind him to get the ship's quest started. We aren't going to be able to complete it for a little while, but that is perfectly okay. Now I'm going to get rid of any non-starred fish for a higher starred fish at any given notice. Heck, a gold star is worth like 3 non-star fish if I remember correctly, so that would be much more worth it. So let's head on back to the farm, sell it all, and then sleep it off. Oh? Who's that? Oh, fairy? What's the fairy gonna do? Oh, don't tell me it's gonna actually finish up my crops for me? No way. Bro, how lucky do I have to be to get that? Alright, and immediately I got straight to level 2 fishing, which is already really good. So, with that amount of money received, I think I can go upgrade my backpack. Oh no, I'm just a little bit short, but let's go! What tool are we going to be using for this time? The axe again. Alright, let's go do nothing but access some questions. So let's continue our axing of the trees and clear up the farm some more. And that will be day 4. Alright, I have done just about everything I can because my energy is pretty low. So let's sell everything and then let's make our way over to town and see what we can do. We should also go check Marnie's ranch. For now, let's see if we can buy the backpack. Looks like we can. So now we need 10,000 to get the next backpack. And we're gonna save up and continue onwards. Hopefully we can increase our farming to level 2 to get it some sprinklers, and then we can actually start some farming. But to make sprinklers, we're going to need to have a day where we use our pickaxe to get some copper ore. So with that in mind, I went ahead and just got as much fiber as possible from the nearby land to have as much to sell as possible to, again, maximize my profits. With nothing else left to do in the day, I sold my items and went back to bed. And for the 5th day, we will be using a watering can. With that in mind, grabbed my watering can, some seeds, and went on my way. Oh, hello Marnie. Hello mixed tiger, you see this dog here? Look at the cute doggy. Look at the cute doggy. You think I should have him? Sure, I'll take him. Yes. I shall name him... I'll name him Stark. What a cute doggy. Look at the cute doggy. Alright, who else? Got some new items in stock, a deluxe fishing pole and some bait. Sweet, so that means I can upgrade my fishing pole. I'd like to remind you that our drilling operation is entirely legal. Responsible stewardship of the local environment is our priorities for any inconvenience this accident may have caused. As always, we value your continued patronage. Have moved the landslide cause. So now the mines are now open actually, which means I can now go get my sword and add it to the list of tools. So I made my way over to the mines to get my first sword. So now I have got my sword. Now let's add it to our list of tools. When we get the chance, we will now be able to use our sword to increase our combat skill. So that will be great. I went ahead and looked around, and it turns out I found the traveling merchant who was selling some pretty decent stuff. So I grabbed me some cave carrots and then continued my way over around to continue my search for items. And lo and behold, I found me some more stuff to put into my pockets to sell. Of course, I don't want to leave my wonderful neighbors unattended to. So in order to get my farming to truly increase at a stable rate, I need me to actually start with farm animals, which requires me to get as much money as possible. So first I need to get at least 4,000 to get me a coop or a barn, and then some extra money to buy a farm animal plus some tools. So with nothing else left to really sell or gather, I would head straight to bed in hopes that it would rain the next day. Either rain the next day or give me a watering can again. Foraging level 2 survival burger. And for day 6, I got to use my axe again. So with that in mind, I picked up my axe and my scythe and chopped down some more trees. So the reason why I got cave carrots was so that I can continue chopping down trees as much as possible for as long as possible. Alright, with my maximum energy basically being used up, I now had no choice but to turn in. But then I thought of something. What about the wood? Can I sell the wood? Can I use the wood for? And then I remembered I can use it to unlock at least one thing. That one thing was the bridge on the beach. So I headed over to the beach to fix the bridge and hopefully get some more items to not only sell but also give to fellow neighbors. So now with the bridge fixed, I can now come over here to collect some more sea stuff, some more ocean stuff. Then another thing came to mind. What about my quests? What happened to the delivery? Well, I can't get green algae if I can't use my fishing rods, so I don't even know why I decided to take that. I need to reach level 1 farming, which won't be possible for a little while. Build a coop, which is possible, which I should probably do next. and then the rat problem, which is investigate the community center. So that's what I shall do to unlock, hopefully, the Juminos, which will have stuff for me to bring in and fix up some stuff. Now, unfortunately, I had swung my axe on accident and caused the rest of my energy to go away, which meant I had to walk around for the rest of the day. That was quite the tedious task, especially for trying to get back home. Fortunately, I was able to find the thing for the Jubinos, which was the strange language, and now it should unlock the next day. So, with that in mind, I turned in my things and turned in for the night. Now let's see which tool I'll be using for day number 7. That tool being the sword. So now that I can only use the sword, my only option now is to actually go over to the mines and explore. But the wizard gave me a message to come visit him to talk to him about the community center. So I headed on over to the wizard tower and talked to the wizard. With that accomplished, I headed my way over to the mine. With no way of progressing through the mine, I was stumped. I was not sure how to go through. And then it came to me, I need to unlock the dwarf. But to do that, I need to upgrade my pickaxe, but in order to do that, I need to get copper or even iron, which is incredibly rare to get while fishing or really anything. So the only way to progress is to actually only use my pickaxe. So with that in mind, I put away my sword, my scythe, sold everything I could, and went straight to bed. And then for the 8th day, I was bestowed upon the pickaxe, which meant that I could now progress through the mines. But not only that, but also clear out some of my farm of some stones to make more farming. Oh, a geode, huh? And now I have a newfound hope of making more progress. So I'm gonna progress down to level 5 of the mine. Just go straight. If I get to a ladder, then I use the ladder. So I can't fight anything right now because I have no sword. I can't use my sword. And this is also a good opportunity to get some copper to also make some extra stuff. So mining like this is actually going to be very difficult to manage. And it doesn't look like I'm gonna make it to the next floor. Aha! Alright, let's see if I can find me some stuff. Yes. Oh, I can break those open with my scythe? Let's go. Alright, I need to maneuver around these slime boys. Alright, I did not find any ladders whatsoever, so that's as far as I go for today. Now that I got the quartz and some amethyst, I went on over to the museum to turn them in. And that gave me a reward, which was some cauliflower seeds. Hell yeah. Unfortunately, that will not be quite that useful because I can't even farm yet. Not until I get my farming up to level 2. So with that in mind, I headed on over to Marnie's ranch to pick up some more stuff to increase my farming. And once I've collected the things off the ranch, I headed on home, sold the picked up items, put away the stone, the copper, and the coal, because I would be needing them very, very soon. And then I went to bed to embrace the 9th day. With mining increased, and now I have a cherry bomb. And that'll help me clear out the mine without a pickaxe, so that'll actually be very useful. So for the 9th day, I got to use an axe. So I grabbed up my axe and continued chopping down trees to get more wood and start building up our empire. Of course, now that I've opened up geodes with Glint, he's gonna give me the blueprint for a furnace, which I will be using later in the game. So with my trusty axe, I cleared out some more trees off my farm. I fully exhausted myself removing a good majority of the trees, but now my foraging should be level 3, and yep, as you can see here, I have reached level 3 with foraging, which means I can now craft a field snack. By cutting down some trees, I can now almost indefinitely sustain myself as long as I have the resources to make it. So now I can continue chopping down my trees on my farm and continue being progressive. But unfortunately, it's not going to work quite so well for me. And with the last of my energy, I passed out. But I got level 3 foraging, which means I now have a tapper. And that concluded the day 9. And for the 10th day, I got to use an axe again. So, of course, I then proceeded to cut down the rest of my trees. And with that, even more of my farm is now clear. Unfortunately, I can't get rid of these quite yet. I need to upgrade my axe to actually be a steel axe to fully remove those. So, and in order to make a furnace, I need more copper. And precisely, I need 20 more. I need 12 more copper, but I haven't all the wood that I could ever ask for. So, needing to stock up on that, I then proceeded to go pick up some items to sell. I also went through garbage cans to also try and get some items, of which I got a broken CD, and that was about it. And knowing that it sells for nothing, but know that it can be used in the recycler later on, I kept it on hand, and with no energy left to spare, I decided to sleep for the rest of the day to end day 10. So that's all the time that I have for this episode, so let me know if you like this in the comments below, and leave a like if you want, or subscribe, do whatever you want. But you could also leave a suggestion in the comments below to let me know what other challenges you would like me to take on in this kind of game. But for now, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.